See my banner? It says,
People on a Hills is awesome. So if anybody ever asks you, what is People on a Hill? You can say, People on a Hills is awesome. Yeah, because banners kind of tell us what stuff is about. We're going to see another banner today in our reading from the Song of Solomon. Let's pull that up quick here. Song of Songs, chapter 2, verse 4. The bride says, He has brought me to his banquet hall, and his banner over me is love. Once again, we see it's Jesus who brings us. I think it's fine to say that, I found Jesus or I came into his presence, but only if we really understand that it is he who found us, and it is he who draws us. Remember, it's the parable of the compassionate shepherd, not the parable of the clever shepherd locating sheep. It's the lost sheep who was found by the shepherd. Well, whatever place we come to in God, it's truly because he brought us. And I believe we have partnership in the journey, and we have choices to make in the process, but it is he who brings us. So again, she says, he has brought me to his banquet hall, just like she had in chapter 1, talked about he brought me to his chambers. In chapter 1, the bride also focused her thoughts on the Lord's table. Remember, while the king was at his table? But now, it's the hall. She's noticing her surroundings. She lifts her eyes and from the table, and she sees this vast, open, holy space full of joy and festivity. And that's when her eyes meet it. A banner stretching from one end of the hall to the other. Have you ever had a banner at a party? The girls in my house like to make banners for birthdays, Happy birthday, we love you. A banner sends a message to the guest of honor, right? Happy birthday. Hey, this is your birthday party, and we love you. Well, the message that Jesus wants to send to his guest, his bride, you and I, is love. His banner over me is love. So the message he's sending, instead of saying, happy birthday, he's saying, love. Love. Have you ever wondered what God is trying to say to you? Well, I can guarantee you he's trying to say that. And there's certainly details beyond that, but that is the message. That's the message. Love. A banner can also define the nature of a gathering. It can define the space that the guests stand in. This gathering is about love. It's not a square dance. Well, maybe there'll be square dancing, but this gathering is love. The reason he has brought her to this place is love. This space has been set apart for love. The place that Jesus brings us to is about love. God is inviting you and I right now to feast on his love, that love he expressed so clearly by becoming one with us in the incarnation, and by taking the consequence of our sin upon himself in his body in the crucifixion. That love that he displayed in refusing to let death separate us. He defeated death in the resurrection to new life for us. That love that he expressed by blazing a trail between earth and heaven in the ascension, and preparing a place for us to live in intimate community with him forever when he returns and establishes his kingdom. feast on these things. God is inviting us to feast ourselves on His love, to look at all these things and many other things, the things that He does in our lives, and go, God loves me, and just gorge ourselves on the love of God. That's what He's inviting us to do. A banner can provide direction, like, eat at Joe's. This banner says, love. If you're wondering what to do in this place that God has brought you to, here's the answer. Love. Go ahead. Go ahead and let that love that God has dumped out on you, let it bubble up and abound and burst out and bounce around. Let it go back to Him. Love God back, however your spirit is wanting to love Him. And love His other people, His babies. Go ahead. That's His direction to us in this place of feasting. Go ahead and love. And a banner can also provide definition of the guest. His banner over me, His definition of my life, His summary, His word that He wants to speak over me is love. That's beautiful. Beloved, Jesus has brought you to this place right now, this place of feasting. It's He who has brought you here. It's Jesus who is sending you this message. Love. He loves you. And He has brought you to this place at this time for this reason. Love. And His direction to you in your life right now is love. And His definition of who you are is this: love. His banner over you is love.